The Kremlin has acknowledged China's proposal for a political solution in Ukraine, but it's added that the conditions for a peaceful resolution of the conflict are not in place at the moment. Therefore, the military operations in Ukraine will continue. Earlier, the Biden administration added Chinese and Russian companies to a trade blacklist for allegedly supporting the Russian military. To this, China said it would take resolute countermeasures in response to American sanctions.
美方的行径没有任何国际法依据，也没有安理会授权，是典型的非法单边制裁和长臂管辖，严重损害中方利益。中方对此强烈不满和坚决反对，已向美方提出严正交涉。
The United States is watching China's moves on the Russia-Ukraine war very closely. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has vowed real consequences for China if it moves ahead with providing lethal aid to Russia.
We have at this point not seen them take the step of providing weapons to Russia for purposes of the war in Ukraine. We are watching closely. We know they haven't taken it off the table, and we are sending a clear message, as are our European allies, that this would be a real mistake because those weapons would be used to bombard cities and kill civilians, and China should want no part of that.
The United States and its NATO allies in recent days have been scrambling to dissuade China from such a move, making public comments on their belief that China is considering providing lethal equipment to Russia. Last February, before Russia invaded Ukraine, Russia and China signed a no-limits partnership. The economic links between Russia and China have also deepened, and the Western suspicion grew stronger, as so far China has not condemned the conflict. In Bakhmut, the commander of Ukrainian ground forces, Colonel General Alexander Svirsky, visited the town. He visited Bakhmut to boost morale and discuss strategy with the units. According to military experts, Ukraine will put maximum effort to defend Bakhmut in the coming days. Russia has made the capture of Bakhmut a priority in its strategy to take control of Ukraine's eastern Donbas region. For more on this story, let's now go across to our correspondent Anas Malik, who joins us live from Kiev. Anas, what's the latest that you can tell us on this? There has been a lot of chatter around China's so-called peace proposals.
Well, yes, it's being taken with a lot of skepticism at this point of time because Beijing has essentially practically shied away from President Zelensky's offer or President Zelensky's hope or desire to meet President Xi, and that is the reason the Chinese peace plan will be taken with a lot of skepticism here in Kyiv. We haven't seen a formal reaction as we speak, but what we understand is that there is cautious optimism when it comes to the peace plan, and rather more to do with the skepticism on the Chinese peace plan. That being said, the Ukrainian side are very well aware of the reality about the partnership between China and Russia, both at multilateral forums and when it comes to bilateral relationship as well. Therefore, they would want to take all of the steps, whatever steps that they take, they will have to keep in mind these actions or these partnerships in mind, and we will be expecting a reaction, probably not today, probably sometime tomorrow, from the Ukrainian side on this officially. Neha?
But even though, Anas, the Kremlin has acknowledged the efforts being made by China, they have clearly issued a statement saying the conditions for a peaceful resolution of the conflict are not in place at the moment and that the military operations in Ukraine will continue. And isn't that going to be the biggest hurdle, both sides digging their heels in?
That is going to be the biggest hurdle, you rightly mentioned, but the counter-argument that the Kremlin will be saying in this regards would be that they would want the West to disassociate themselves from Ukraine and let this be an issue between Ukraine and Russia and not the West versus Russia, which the assertions that the Russian side has been making. So unless and until that happens, we will not be seeing Kremlin or Moscow budging down on the Chinese proposal, and that would be the reason that we will see that the stalemate on peace negotiations or peace plan would continue. And that is exactly one of the reasons why the offensive, especially in parts of east, they continue, and that critical area of Bakhmut that remains a flashpoint between Ukraine and Russia even now. Neha?
All right, the flashpoint clearly continuing there. Thanks very much, Anas, for those details.